Last week in our From the Ground Up segment, we talked about grapes at Tassel Ridge Winery, and you know something that goes well with wine? Some nice aged cheese. In tonight's segment, we talked with Mike Banstra of Frisian Cheese House in Layton about how Gouda cheese is made.
We'll throw in our cultures, and once those cultures are in there at 85 degrees and the cultures get bigger, the enzymes get bigger, split in two, and they're growing exponentially in there. After that, we let them mix for about 20 minutes and grow, and then we're going to add rennet. And rennet is going to make the cheese coagulate, kind of like gelatin and jello.
The cultures and the rennet is what adds flavor to the cheese. Once the milk is set up, the knives start moving to cut the milk. That's when you start seeing curds and whey. Curds are solid parts of cheese, and whey is liquid. Once the curds reach a good pH level, the whey is drained, and what's left are the curds.
Basically, we're left with about 10% of what we started with. So basically, when you add the rennet and the cultures and things, you're trying to capture the solids of milk, which is about 10%. So we start with about 3,000 pounds of milk, and in return, we're going to get about 300 pounds of cheese.
The process to get fresh curds takes about 10 hours. Once the curds are done, they're pressed and packed into a mold form. The goal for Frisian Farms is to have 20-pound cheese wheels. Once the cheese is molded, it goes into the brine room.
I have 3 tanks, and that's as much salt as you can add to water. And basically, that's going to add salt to the cheese and then also start getting the outside hard or start the formation of the rind. And so this actually here is some cheese we made yesterday. We put it in the brine this morning. It's going to stay in here for 4 days. We're going to flip them every 12 hours. After the 4 days, the cheese is set on racks to dry before it's taken into the aging room. Once there, it's all about waiting to ensure the cheese will taste its best. We coat it with an edible cheese wax, and then that is going to prevent the cheese from drying out or cracking and things like that. So it has an edible cheese coating on it. So when the cheese enters this room, it's about a week old. Once it's in here, we flip it every day for the first 90 days, and then we go to twice a week and then once a week. The Frisian Cheese House has cheeses that range in age from 2 months to 1,000 days old. Mike told me one day he'd love to have a 20-year-old cheese, but until then, you can stop by his cheese house just north of Oskaloosa Monday through Saturday and try the younger aged flavors.